Hey guys, the Bears6 here, and today we have for you fighter breakdown for Grudge match, the PvP event. There's only a few fighters in here as usual. We got 3 fighters plus 1 paid legend. The first one is scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Not too fast, too far. This girl here with no legs as usual for some reason. She has like a demon coming out of her like torso area. It's kind of creepy. Roth, Hagridol, rank 3 magical skill. It's based off wisdom with a 1 cooldown. She's really nice wisdom, really high agility, so I mean she'll definitely get to go when it's her turn, unless you're going up against preempt. Sadly, her defense and her HP really hurt her in my opinion. Her attack's crappy too for the turn that she doesn't proc her ability. She's basically a fighter we currently have, but a better version, which I'll show you here. Alright, so she's basically the Banshee legend we have from a couple events ago. Reason why she's better is because she's a 1 cooldown versus a 2. They're both elite skill, they're both an all move, Shriek all, Hagridol. So, I mean, same type of ability, but it's a 1 cooldown instead of a 2, which is amazing if you get a 2 out of 3. Well, amazing that it's a 1, not a 2. Overall, though, the fighter is exactly the same as the Banshee, basically. She has plus 100 HP, plus 68 attack, plus 45 defense, plus 285 wisdom, plus 272 agility. Overall, this is an okay fighter. I wouldn't rank it too high. It'll definitely be better than the one I'm comparing it to for sure. The 1 cooldown makes a massive difference over 2. But stats wise, pretty similar. What you can do is if you check trades, look how much this girl goes for, roughly add a little bit to it, and that's how much she'll be worth. In my opinion, this PvP event's not worth it for her as a leaderboard prize, which is the reason why I'm not using any bits at all. I'm just saving them for Siege or Raid Boss. But she's okay. I don't know. I mean, I personally don't like her, but she's not bad. She's not great, but because she is a leaderboard prize, she will have some value to her, but I wouldn't expect her to be too much. Me personally, I would sell her right away instead of waiting. I think her price will drop eventually. She's worth more right away. But overall fighter, the wisdom and agility are nice. It's just getting her to live to proc is the issue. Next one we're going to talk about is this dude here, this ghost looking thing. I don't even know. These names are ridiculous. Like, I put some of them into that text to speech thing and I can't even understand what he's saying that they're so messed up. Anyways, this one has repay. Repay rank 3 special skill. It's based off attack. Counter attacks one of the enemies following a skill attack. So repay is based on attack. This guy has a massive amount of HP. Honestly, he is HP fodder. He is essentially like the green bear. He's going to add 929 HP. It's insane. The rest of his stats are pretty crappy in my opinion. Honestly, I didn't really need to compare him, but I wanted to compare him to something because the next fighter I'm not comparing. But let's take a look, see who I compared him to. I compared him to a recent fighter just for comparison's sakes. The reason why it was hard to compare is because nothing has repay as high as HP as he does. It's insane. Which is awesome, just like the Earth Bear. But over Savignol, the guy down here, repay. I mean, their skill is exactly the same. Repay, adept, 3-1. Actually, no, his is elite. That's a lot better. Just noticed that. That's a lot better actually than adept. Huh? Not bad. High-end, advanced players will be using him as fodder. Beginner and intermediate might be able to benefit from him, but high-end players will use him as fodder. HP fodder. That high of HP is awesome, and he will hold value, which is good. So if you get one and you're like a beginner player, definitely sell him, use it as bidders for something else, because this guy's gonna be worth more than his effectiveness for you in my opinion. But the stats over this guy down here, plus 2784 HP. Now he suffers an attack minus 2305, which is hard to say if the adept and elite would make much of a difference because he has so much more attack. It's hard to say. Really, you'd have to test it to see. Defense minus 236, wisdom plus 59, and agility's push. It's even. So overall, I mean, not bad. He's really fodder in my opinion, pretty much for anyone. But beginner and intermediate players, I would sell him because it'd be worth money, good bit. So the next one is probably one of the worst fighters in the game. Pretty close to one of the worst fighters in the game. He's not the worst. The Squid and Gigam are some of the worst. But the only thing he's decent at is plus 583 agility. But the agility fodder is already cheap, and you can get a lot higher for really cheap. Honestly, this guy's going to be going for like 2 bitters, 3 bitters max. Like nothing even higher than that. I would not believe it would go for anything higher than that. Honestly, I'm sure you can grab some for 1 bitter during certain times. I bet you could. Honestly, he's really crappy. I'm not comparing him just because a 2 cooldown Sting All with these stats, you got to be kidding me. Just look at it. It's just so bad. So bad. Please, no one use him. Do not use him at all. Ever. And last we're going to look at is Zan Nigi Illflame. Star-Cross All, Rank 3 Magic Skill, Call, Draw, Fatal, Attraction, Love, Hurts, Baby. This lady's pretty good. She's actually really good. But you have to have her at 2 out of 3 for the 1 cooldown. So I would recommend, if you don't get that, me personally, I would recommend selling her for something that you can get a legend that's a good legend that doesn't require it to be 2 out of 3 to be good. Anything that has low HP, low defense, that can't live a couple hits, in my opinion, you want to make sure you get it to 2 out of 3 for the skill, because that's its strongest point. Strong point's the skill. But HP is at 4766, high attack at 11k, high wisdom at 10k, and defense at 2400, and agility at 3200. So how her skill works is the fighter in the middle takes the most damage, while the 2 side ones take about half of what the middle does. So there's some data test on the forums, but for the most part, the middle fighter takes the most damage, and then the top and bottom take about roughly half, it seems, of what the middle one takes. So if the middle one does 10k damage, the sides are going to take roughly 5k, is what it looks like for her. Her skill preview is this here. So it's the star streams that come down, whatever you want to call it. Infernal bolts, I don't know. Anyways, it's not bad looking. She's kind of cool looking too. I don't mind her. But let's go see how I compare. So I really could have compared her to Zaluka or Ascalenia. Both kind of similar. I just chose the Rose Girl because I like her. Anyways, they're basically kind of the same thing. There's some slight differences. The big difference is obviously her massive attack during the turn that she doesn't proc. She's actually gonna have some use there. Her downside is she doesn't have as high as HP or wisdom for wisdom defense for tanking and whatnot. So you lose some there and some of the damage as well. But the attack definitely makes up for it, and she's not as fast either. Comparing it though, pretty similar, a little bit different. HP minus 2236, attack plus 10k basically. Defense minus 76, that's basically a push. Wisdom minus 3840, agility minus 1532. So she lacks a little bit of the speed that could help her out. But the attack is going to be nice for the turns that she's not proccing. She'll actually do some damage, which is good. Question is keeping her alive long enough to be effective, which is definitely a possibility with her. Super fusion with HP could definitely boost her up. Overall, though, pretty good fighter. Definitely like her. She definitely has uses. The comparison here, I mean, it's not the best one, but there was hard to compare it to with those type of stats. They seem to be doing some little bit of changes here and there. With Zaluka, they came out with Ascalina, who's slightly different but had higher stats. This one, I don't know, unless I missed a legend, which I definitely could have, that would have been a better comparison, like for attack and wisdom wise with an all move. They might remake another version of her slightly better, which could be intriguing. We'll have to see. They seem to like to do that. They seem to like recently release a fighter that's good, and then everyone gets excited and buys it, and then they're like, oh, here's one that's basically the same thing but slightly better. And then you're like, dang it, I just bought this one. Ah, you're such a jerk. Maybe they'll do the same thing, just make it better, maybe with more HP, like 6k, 7k, that'd be pretty sweet. But overall, it's a good fighter. Unfortunately, it is from a paid build. You know what that means. It's going to be expensive to purchase it outside of the paid build. Well, it's going to be expensive during the paid build, but outside the paid build to get one, it'll be a little bit expensive as well. So, gonna have to, if you really want it, 2 out of 3 is what I recommend for anything, like I said, like this type. But a good fighter. Me personally, I will not be getting one just because I just spent a lot. So we're not going to be purchasing her. Doesn't tickle my fancy. So let's go back here. We'll recap real quick. So we got Roth. Good. I mean, for beginner, intermediate, or advanced, I mean, it has some uses to it. Would I recommend it? No, personally not. If you get one, I'd recommend selling it to someone that wants it and use the bidders for something else, but totally up to you. The repay guy, beginner and intermediate, unless you get a 5 out of 5, I would just sell it because the advanced players will be buying it for HP fodder, so it will have value. So you can make some money off this guy. Yotan, XP fodder, so yeah, just level it up and then use it as XP fodder. I don't know what to do with it. I really couldn't tell you what to do with it. It's just so bad. Maybe if some people throw up some level 40s for like 2 bidders, I'll buy them for XP. So that's probably what I'll look at. This is worst epic ever. Close to it. I don't think he is the worst, but he's close. And Ill Flame definitely is a really good one cooldown all fighter. That's I would recommend for anyone. If you get it as a beginner, if you get it just a 1, I don't know if I'd recommend getting 1. Let me see. That says 3 out of 3 HP. I'm curious what 1 0 out of 3 HP is. Oh, it is. It's 3519. 3519 is pretty low. This type of fighter, like I said, I recommend 2 out of 3. If you can't get 2 out of 3, sell it for something else that would be more used for you. That you can get a legend that's 0 out of 3 that doesn't really die super quick, that actually can provide some use to you. But that's it for this breakdown, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, favorite, and share.